Hey everyone, Leo Bond here. I'm back again today with another video review, and this time it's of the Heng German Tiger 1/1/16 scale main battle tank, which was very generously provided for review by our friends over at GearBest.com, and I will provide an affiliate link in the description box below just in case you'd like to go over there and check out their site. But anyway, what we're going to do right now is get into this review, beginning with something that really impressed me a lot when I first opened the box, and that is the serious amount of detailing on this thing. And the molded in details here are extremely well done, and there's definitely a lot of them as well, right down to the fine riveting work in a number of different places. And you know, there are lots of moving parts here as well, particularly with the treads and the wheels, so that overall this thing has a seriously impressive look to it. But anyway, one slight concern that I do have with this tank is that it uses very rigid plastic pretty much all over, and you know, rigid plastic can be a little bit brittle, so I wouldn't exactly advise dropping this thing. But honestly, I haven't had anything break on me so far myself, so it wouldn't really be fair to condemn it for that, at least not at this stage. And you know, I think that there's often a kind of a trade-off between RC vehicles like this one and the kind that use really thin, highly flexible outer shells, which are great for high-speed driving, and they can certainly endure some serious crashes without doing a whole lot of damage to the body of the vehicle, but you don't often see all that much molded in detail on those types of body shells. So I'm really glad that Heng decided to go with the thicker, more rigid plastic for the Tiger 1 here, especially since it allowed them to make it look, I think anyway, quite a bit more authentic and true to the real-life version of this tank. Anyway, additional detail comes in the form of numerous different accessories that you can decorate this thing with. There's everything from axes and shovels to a little soldier that sits in the turret entrance looking very official. Actually, it's only half a soldier. I'm not too sure what happened to his legs. But anyway, he does have articulated shoulders, just forward and backward movement. And there's also a double-sided sticker that allows for semi-permanent placement of the soldier if you want, although I personally prefer to be able to take him out when I'm actually driving the tank around, and then I usually put him back in for display. Now, you might want to put a little bit of paint on this guy to spruce him up a bit because he is rather dull looking, whereas the tank itself at least does come with some tampografts, basically numbers and crosses, and you can pretty much decorate it any way that you see fit. And for that matter, you could even put some paint details on there if you wanted to, or you could do another type of customization altogether by picking up one of the various upgrade kits that are available for this thing, which gives you options like metal gears and wheels and tank treads and that sort of thing. So definitely some pretty cool stuff, and I'm actually thinking of maybe doing the metal tread upgrade myself just for some extra strength and durability, and also just a little bit more authenticity. Now, aside from all of the cool detail stuff, this thing also has some really awesome features, and I don't just mean its full directional controls and all of that sort of thing, which of course it does have. This thing can spin on a dime, but it also has a 320-degree rotational range for its turret. The main gun can raise and lower, and of course there are also some really cool lights and sound effects like the little spotlights that are on the front there, and also the little machine gunner that's inside the tank too. He's pretty cool. But what's really unique amongst RC vehicles, at least out of the ones that I've had the chance to test, is the extremely cool exhaust system that produces actual smoke. And this system works really, really well, and it looks super cool too. Now, the tank did come with some of the oil already installed, and the instructions call it aerosol, but I think that that's probably some sort of a mistranslation. I'm not really exactly sure what that material is at this point, but there is at least enough of it in there to do a little bit of a demo for you. However, beyond that initial dose, you will have to supply your own. Just be careful not to run the feature when there's nothing in the gas tank because you don't want to burn your system out. So definitely a very cool feature, and honestly, I think it's probably my favorite one out of everything that the tank can do. However, if there is something that can surpass the exhaust system for overall coolness, it's bound to be the built-in airsoft gun that fires actual BBs. And you know, I think that for many people, this will be the top draw. Now, it says in the instructions that this thing can fire its ammo at a distance distance of up to 20 to 30 meters, and in my testing this did seem to bear out, although I didn't actually measure. Now the BBs do come out at a pretty impressive speed, so you do want to be careful with this thing, and there are 2 little bags of them, and while I didn't actually count them or anything like that, there seemed to be maybe about 75 or so per bag, so I'm figuring around 150 with the overall system. And you know, there's even a cool little target that they provide for you to shoot at, which definitely adds to the fun. Now, the only real problem that I had with this thing was that I received a plug-in adapter that does not fit North American wall outlets, but it wasn't a huge issue for me since I have a converter here already and was just able to use that to charge up the battery, which, by the way, is a 7.4 volt lithium polymer, and it should give you approximately 30 minutes of total running time on a full charge, which takes about 4 hours to complete. Now, finally, I just want to quickly show the 2.4 gigahertz controller that comes with this thing. And you know, it is a fairly basic controller, and I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details about it, but it does take 6 AA batteries, and it'll give you about 30 meters of range, and I found that the tank was very responsive to every input command that I gave. So very straightforward, and you know, nothing really fancy here, but definitely a decent controller that does what it's supposed to do. And that's all I'm going to say about this very cool remote control tank for now. I actually really liked it a whole lot and would definitely recommend it. It's a nice tank, it works well, it looks cool, and it's a whole lot of fun to operate. You can even do some cool modifications if you want to, so definitely worth a look as far as I'm concerned. And with that, I'd just like to thank you all for watching. Hope to see you back here again for the next video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this sort of thing. But for now, have an excellent day, and I'll see you soon.